What's up, everybody? We've got a little bit of a different setup today because we've got Mr. Anaru, who's up here on my screen and who's towards Cam's cupboard, whatever the fuck it is. Yep, that way we can tickle his beard.
It is looking a bit shaggy.
Mate, you're telling me. I've got neck beard going on. Fucking hell. So, what's up, man? How's it been? You've been on the show before, but for all those people who don't know,
yeah, shot for having me back again, guys.
Anytime.
Good to see you and catch up with you. We always have good combos and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
Hello to everybody that's joining us. Yeah, welcome to the show, and you know, wrapped to be back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shit, I can see us and we're totally just live.
Yeah, man. And it's like
Oh damn.
the old school setup of like just Zoom screen.
I love it how I've just casually got like, you know,
Yeah,
that's
mate.
totally what the DSR turned up in. So.
Everybody can see your mess. Me too,
It's
though.
not that bad.
Mine's not too bad.
Oh yeah, on the other side of my webcam, it's like a typical Vapourium.
Dude, like hair is just
behind me.
On
juice
site.
everywhere.
Yeah, mine's always like that. It's just, I mean, I think everything in vaping is always like that, eh? Like it's just like we got so much shit and we just you know, trying to do an insta rework or an insta build because they got to go do a million hours and then you kind of just got stuff everywhere. Or hey, I forgot I had that Addy. Or oh, there's where that mod is.
Pretty much, yeah. The amount of times I've been looking for devices and then like 4 months later I'm like, oh, okay.
Right, my dudes, what's everybody vaping on? If you want to start us off, Anaru, go nuts.
Very simple tonight. I dual use when I work, and these are my work mods. So I've got my Easy Watt, and in that I've got the 0.8 coil in it, just my little mouth to lung unit with a bubble barnacle.
Oh yeah.
Really, man,
yeah.
I really dig this stuff. I highly rate it. And I've got the Woody Vapes with, of course, the Iconic. And in that, I am dripping from Adam's Vapes Sour Appleberry Fizz, I believe.
Like I've got FOMO now. I don't have any.
It's good
So
stuff, man. I'm not vaping
Yeah.
it tonight, but it is good stuff.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. Eh?
Nice. Cam, what you got? You fucking little berserker.
So the Berserker 24 mil tonight. So I do have the 22 somewhere. Where is it? I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Hey. Berserker 22 and the 24. Mouth to lung setup. I think most vapors these days are actually going back to mouth to lung, except for Tom, because he's one of those weird dudes. So that's got pineapple bricks in it, DSR on top of the Ethereum, 30 watts. The RSQ, which we reviewed last week, with the Nixon RDTA, squonking RDTA on top. That's got, I don't even know, I think it's tobacco flavor.
Some stuff.
Dude, it's like I mixed Tripoli, Cherbro, and Genesis together, and that's just my palate cleanser because it's quite a hearty mix. The legit mods with, of course, the Iconic. Not that you can tell it's the Iconic because of how dark it is. And then last but not least, the Omen with the Goon 1.5 and a dog tip out of the Iconic box because they give you so many fucking drip tips. It's not even
Sick as, man. Is that it? Where the fuck's your like 20 other mods that you're normally rocking on the show as well?
coming from you.
Yeah, I know. Tonight I'm on simple shit, man. I've got the Vaporesso swag, little baby kit. I've got the RX23 with the Terra 8 coil RTA, which has been pretty good so far. Iconic on top of the tugboat cube. And then
Why would
I've
you do
got
that to the Iconic.
the Endo with the stainless steel Elite 2. And that's it. I normally have way more.
Very nice.
Sick as shit, my dudes. Alright, let's bounce into this Iconic, because that's what we're here for, and then we can shoot shit after that.
The Iconic. Not that you, dude. I should have worn like a white shirt. That would have made this so much.
Or you should have gotten a fucking different colored Iconic.
Yeah, I thought about the rainbow one. So we do have to say a big thank you to E-Juice Bar again.
Massive shout out to E-Juice Bar for
hooking it
providing these. So, the Iconic. It is a 24mm RDA, which is kind of weird these days, considering most things are 25 or 25
Or bigger.
or bigger,
mil.
yeah, or 30mm or 28.5, yada yada. It's quite a nice design. Like, it's quite basic and simple. Like, doesn't look like much from the outside, but it's got your sort of snake bite airflows that are pointing upwards, and then your sort of on the same line as your coil's side airflow that points upwards as well, that is slanted. So heaps of airflow in this RDA.
So how many?
Comes with fucking every drip tip under the sun. Comes with a beautiful fucking red one.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Like, so the black one's in there, the red one's in there, and okay, the black one's off the goon.
Yeah.
So the nilled one is on there, so it's a dog tip. Then also the clear dog tip, which is on top of the goon, and the red one.
Look at the
Like,
clear one there.
dude, the clear one is stunning. It kind of just sets it off a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Bag of goodies. Don't forget the bag of goodies, Tom.
Bag of goodies, mate.
Bag of goodies. Dude, if you've been vaping for a long time, I'm pretty sure you'd have a collection of those little blues.
Yeah.
Little blues are the shit.
Too many.
Oh, wow. It comes with an hex screw. Shows how much actually... Allen key. Shows how many times I actually looked at...
Comes with 2 Allen keys.
Yeah, I just saw
Yeah,
that.
that's what I noticed. So what is one for...
One's for your 510.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one's for God knows what.
I'm pretty sure the other one is for the other screws in the box.
Oh, does it
They're
have...
not hex.
Oh, the grubbies. The grubby
Are
bastards.
they grubbies?
The grubby bastards.
Well, yes, they are. The other good thing, dude, is it comes with spare springs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, devices that have these spring mechanisms should always come with spare springs. And
It should be mandatory, eh? Like,
Yeah.
it's
the amount of times I've had to, like,
put up a post and like, who the fuck's got these or
Yeah.
parts?
I've jerry-rigged springs before, dude, and it's so unsafe, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hell yeah.
So, let's start with your initial thoughts on the actual device, the RDA itself. When you put it out of the box, what did you think?
Start us off, Tom.
Tom's just like, it's another RDA.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, first off, I'm not a massive fan of bottom airflow RDAs for the minor fact and major fact that it leaks like a bitch if you slightly overdrip it.
Or squonk it, yeah.
Yeah, or over squonk it. It's basically just going to flow out the bottom juice holes, the snakebite airflow. And it's just going to coat your mod. If you've got a top screen device like a GX350 or T-Priv or any of those kind of devices, basically say goodbye to your screen. Because it's just going to get in there and fuck it.
See, mine only leaked once.
Yeah, mine's only done it probably twice where I've over dripped it. Now I paint the coils. And I kind of feel that's what you have to do with this. Even though it's got a massive juice well underneath, but the only way you can get to that is by squonking. If you've got your coils in there and your wicks set up, you've got to sort of tilt it, fill one side, tilt it, fill the other, and it kind of, yeah, does my head in a little bit.
It's not as it's the juicing as a lot of other.
Yeah.
We blat and then hit it. It's kind of like it takes a bit more thought if you're not going to paint them, eh?
Yeah. Like, if you blat it, it's just going to end up fucking going everywhere.
I literally always just...
if you blat it, I'll blat you.
Yeah, but if you do that, then... If you do that and it fucking misses and hits those fucking airflow holes, then it's going to go everywhere.
But then the good thing myself is that was the second drip I'd done and I only took one pull. First thing I did was instantly just sucker in.
That's what she said.
Sounded wrong. But yeah, that pulling it in, if that juice is sitting in that little chamber, it'll just come straight back into your coil and vaporize instantly.
I've got coils in mine. so I can't really show the deck. But it's
Yeah,
like
I've got colours in mine.
it's like a cross between a goon sort of clamp style, but reverse. So the clamps are on the bottom. One part of the clamp is lifted, the other part's not. So when you put your coils in, one leg's always up, one leg's always down. So you don't have to do the bendy shit thing with your coils.
Yeah, it's pretty much an L.
Yeah.
Weird.
So you basically install one lead there, and then same on the other side. It's quite an interesting design. The spring that's in there, funnily enough, is probably not needed because your screws reach the posts all the way down. Like
that's what I was kind of like too. I was like, if the screw or the springs bugger out, I'm quite fine to just slot it in. Like it's kind of like it's good they gave you spare springs, but if it does stuff out, I mean, I found it so easy to build on. Like, crazy.
And like the springs, all they do is when you're unscrewing the clamps, they just raise it automatically, which is cool. But I mean, you look at the Apocalypse RDA or the Elite, and those clamps are basically they just fall down anyway. They have no spring mechanism or anything. And that mechanism still works to build coils on, so I don't see why this wouldn't work without the springs, but oh well, whatever. I like the fact that they've really thought about it and put a peak insulator between the two posts, though, because I have seen RDAs lately, like the Guillotine RDA from Wismec, has no center peak insulator, and those posts are so close to touching, it doesn't feel right kind of using it. But with this, I feel a lot safer that shit's just not going to short.
I mean, the other thing is this is a sequel to the Icon. So it was my Vapes project with Benny Vape. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure this is his actual last project with Benny Vape. From what I heard when I was watching a show he was on the other day. I don't know about you guys, but the only thing I did with this, like build-wise, was most of the time I will throw something that's flavoursome in there, and like I've got the Icon, so I know how the flavour is in there, and I was like, well, he's kind of put bottom airflow in, so it's going to be a bit better. Let's see if it is better. And I just put basic bitch 24 gauge Canthol, stainless steel, one or the other. Different resistance, but one or the other. And that's all I've used in it, and the flavor on it, for me at least, is pretty damn good for a bottom air. Well, it is bottom airflow, so that kind of makes sense. But for basic bitch build, the flavor's pretty much up there. It's tasty.
That's sort of what I found as well with the. I've just chucked a set of Fraples in there, and like it is quite tasty. It's probably on the more tasty scale of RDAs, similar to the Recoil Rebel, which is pretty much what I consider the epitome of flavor.
Damn, you're putting in the Recoil Rebel spot?
Yeah, for sure. Like, if it didn't have bottom airflow, if it had snake bites downwards like a Recoil Rebel did, and had no bottom airflow so shit wouldn't leak, I'd say it's on par with the Recoil Rebel for flavor.
Yeah, man. Like I don't get the most epic flavor out of it, but I get really damn good flavor for the amount of air that I'm taking. I'll always vape everything wide open, and wide open I get pretty fucking good flavor. I was actually really surprised. My thing was that I looked at it as like a Mad Dog or Urus or whatever, so I was like slanted with an extra couple, blow-off valves underneath it or something. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, tons of air, probably going to be actually muted. And there's a lot of hype behind it. So I was like, oh, please don't. Like, I look at it, and to me, it's ugly where the air holes are, the vent. I think it's fucking ugly. But at the actual shape of the cap, I really like that shape. Like,
the Mad Dog style, like...
Instagram on a tube, it looks fucking on point. And then as soon as you kind of turn it to the air holes, it's somebody's face upside down.
Yeah, it's just an upside down face. You're like, yeah.
Kind of like this look like a little angry cunt or something.
It's like Terrence and Phillip from South Park.
Yeah, hard on. But I mean, like I love it, eh? Like I really dig it. I think the flavor's great. For anybody that might have tried the Aura, the Digi flavor Aura, it's that amount of dripping to not jizz all over your shit. If you're going to treat it like a side airflow, you're gonna have to deal with the mess in that.
Yeah.
But I bonk it down the hatch. But like you said, if your coils are kind of too close to the post or the the center post, and you do dump down the hatch, it kind of just goes like it loves it, and it's going all over your mod. And but it takes a bit more thought because it is kind of a bottom slanted.
I don't know if it's. Oh yeah, it kind of shows up. So mine are quite close, but not too close, and they're sitting right over top of the airflow. Like I put it as low down as I felt comfortable with. I might even try and push them down a little bit more.
For me, the biggest thing is that I would have liked to see the bottom snake bites to kind of still come in, but not in as far. Is they're borderline like you've got a mill between the posts and the fucking snake bites. And if they had done that, pushed it out, then dripping wouldn't be an issue.
I like how you said about the insulator that's between the two posts, because when you put big fat builds and you put in your jig or whatever and you're moving them around, you guys would obviously notice it, but some posts, especially with fatter builds, you start seeing a bit of flexing.
Yeah.
And it gets a bit concerning if that's a build that's going on a mech.
Yeah, for sure.
And, for obvious reasons and shit like that. So I think everybody should be putting this fucking insulators and all. It's not attractive, but like some sick coil porn and shit. But like as a general note, as a daily hacker, you can jank it around, and it's gonna be safe. Or you're not gonna have to buy another one because you loved it, but you blew up some posts or melt some peak or something like that.
Yeah.
So overall, you guys, let's play the aliens game. If this got taken off you, or someone stole it, you had a bar, someone nicked your Iconic, would you actually go out and get another one?
No.
I would.
A hands down.
I personally
love the airflow.
I really enjoy them. I put fuse collectors in. It's like I think I'm sitting about 5 reps and like 26, 36, so they're not the biggest coils, and it was a bit of a stretch, because it looks like it can swallow big ass coils. Yeah. So that's my next goal, is that I'm going to put something really nice, some nice handmade coils in.
I want to put some series in.
Yeah, and see how she goes on series, and give it a really good home, because some decks are really good flavor, really good, and it's a good RDA, but then you put something like a series build in it, or something that's aggressive, and it kind of might not be as well as you expected. So that's my next step, to put it through its paces. Yeah. But I like it, eh? Like I think it's good. Like most Vandy Vape stuff, they're similar in the packaging, they're similar in in certain ways, getting into innovation and trying new things, but at the same time, Vandy Vape's quite known, or all their products is cherry picking a lot of good shit that works and just reusing it, and then maybe adding a few little
tweaking it or throwing something in there. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good all-round brand, like Canterbury Pants or something like that. They're gonna do what they're supposed to do, and that's what I like about Vandy Vape. Like, I'm a bit of a Vandy Vape whore, as like my daily hacks, my work hack sponsors. I mean, this Iconic, like good to thrash the shit out of it. Yeah. And fairly reasonably priced. Like the price point that they have, you really can't complain too much. A lot of them are like, I don't know, 40 to 70 odd bucks. So I mean, good thrashers. Like I kill a lot of RDAs personally. I'm at Meatworks, if anybody doesn't know, and we're dropping shit. And he's like,
I mean, 50. What was it? It was $55 for an Iconic. That's all good. That's cheap.
Yeah, I like how you said, like, they take stuff that's innovative and like keep doing it, basically. The biggest example,
something that's not broken, eh?
Like exactly. Yeah. And the biggest example of that to me is the 510 pin. I don't know if you guys have played around with yours. but it's a double 510 pin.
Yeah.
So it's 2 pieces, one piece that you can screw out all the way, and it won't detach your deck at all. Your deck will still stay firmly in place. Because a lot of 510s, you'll start adjusting it down, and then your deck will start to wobble, and that just fucking kills it. So I mean, the fact
like
that
the I don't know if you guys have looked at it yet, but the Vandy Vape Pyro. I got to play with one today, and instantly, you think, you unscrew it's a RDTA, so I unscrewed the 510 thing that would pop the deck off.
Yeah.
But underneath is that false,
Yeah, so there's a second one,
which is fucking awesome.
Which is really good for mech users, like hybrid users who don't want to risk it with their 510. You can just unscrew it, almost all the way, and have a really, really protruding one, and you'll be sweet. Like, you'll be safe as, and your deck's not wobbling around in your RDA. Like the goons. Like the goons, if you start adjusting it, because it is fairly short on the original goon, you start adjusting it, your deck just basically, your positive pins like wiggling in the fucking deck.
Yeah.
Which just doesn't work.
Yeah, sketchy as
Yeah.
Dude, what the hell is up with you, Tom? Everyone else is going like mouth to lung, and you're just cloud choking.
Yeah, mate. I don't know, like, mouth to lung's all good. I do have some mouth to lung products, but it's just, nah. Like, this is the biggest example of me going the reverse direction with 8 coils instead of 1 or 2 or 3.
Polar opposite of the mouth to lung.
Like, a tank that goes up to 300 watts, that's an RTA. Why the fuck not?
Can you bring that up close? Can you show the camera closer?
It's fucking ridiculous, man. I don't...
Are they all vertical?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you've got 8 vertical coils all sitting in there, and then your cotton basically goes through. Nothing gets wicked at the bottom. It all gets gravity wicked from the top. Yeah. So your cotton looks like a fucking flower at the top.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, man.
So it's like, it's all holding up there, and then it kind of...
Yeah, it trickles down. And the good thing about that in terms of dry hits and stuff is that it's constantly being wicked anyway, because the juice is naturally pushing down on it. So it's constantly getting juice in the wicks.
And where does the air come from? Bottom?
Bottom. So the air goes into the bottom first, and then splits up between each coil. There's a little vent, and it goes between each coil and then up through the chimney.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
It's fucking insane, but it works.
And how's the flavor? I bet it's mental.
Fuckloads of flavor. Like, I'm only sitting at 140 watts out of the 300 watts it goes up to.
Just casually.
But yeah, it's good, man.
This is why we can't have nice things, Tom.
Yeah, I know. And then I rock shit like this. Definitely not fucking mouth to lung. So.
The atomic dildo of death.
Mm-hmm.
I've always got mine clutching on me, or next to me, my little mouth to lung, because I always end up in weird little situations. Where somebody kind of pops me about vaping, and I'm like, oh, put my rig away, and then I'm like,
yeah,
this little, and then it's like a bit more acceptable.
Yeah,
if I'm like, they're like, oh my god,
bro, I don't know. Okay, I know you saw the report, I know, because I'm pretty sure you commented on it. The whole vaping gives you cancer thing, and alters your DNA. I made Tom watch the Grim Green vlog for this week, and his comments on it. That was interesting.
I mean, even Dr. Murray jumped on it. I thought his post that he put up and his comments and stuff like that on Vaping Z, I fuck straight away copy paste, put it straight on the All Cloud Facebook page, because it's that type of shit. Like, we can regurgitate as much fucking shit as we like, but when you know, like, when it's coming specifically from a doctor, you know, who knows what the hell he's on about. I mean, he vapes as well. Like, it gives it that much more emphasis, you know, behind it, or like more of a kind of foundation or something that people will listen to. Like, he fully broke it down. It was ludicrous. Tom's flashing. It was ludicrous, eh? Like, I mean, it was just like out the gate, like equivalent to us vaping 300 milligram in 3 hour stints or something stupid. 100, a lot of nicotine. Like those, I'm surprised the mice survived. Like something fucking crazy.
Dude, like, if you're vaping that high of nicotine, holy shit, how many cigarettes were you smoking a day?
Oh, it's
something crazy,
yeah. Problem is that I mean, just the next day, I had probably 5 or 6 people come up to me at work. You're gonna get like liver poison, and
I got stopped in the street by a like old man, and he's like, "You know that gives you cancer?" I said, "Honestly, mate, I've been doing this 6 years now. Like 6 years on the 24th of this month.
Yeah.
I've been tested. So you know the old man had cancer and stuff. So every once in a while I'll go get tested. There's nothing wrong with me, you know."
Yeah. Look, at the end of the
Mentally
day,
unstable, yes, but
we're all crazy, mate. That's why we vape. But at the end of the day, what Grim Green said was still valid. The fact that yes, it's 95% safer, or 97 depending on where you look. But at the end of the day, there's still that 5% that's still like unknown territory.
And I mean,
yeah,
it's
I put up a post about it too, bro. Like,
yeah, I just had a read of yours again.
Naive. Like, we really can't be naive to as far as cancer. I'm kind of like but I'm not going to say yes and I'm not going to say no, because it's naive of myself to say that there's not that risk factor. But as far as like harm reduction, it's like, of course,
massively
man.
So
that's exactly what Nick said, though.
Foreign
like,
object.
Nick literally, and Grim Green, we'll go with Grim Green. It sounds a little less dicky. So he literally said it's not about, no issues at all. It's about harm reduction.
Yeah, reducing your risks. And the thing is, I mean, if you're a typical person, you'll be drinking alcohols daily or weekend,
and that's a
poison,
whatever.
And that affects you just as much, if not worse. It still alters your DNA. It still changes your liver, so on and so forth. So the risk involved with vaping, it can be negligible, I guess, but it's still something that we do have to remember, that it's still untested so far.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, I don't know whether when in my first kind of months of vaping, whether I cherry picked the info or whether I just chose to neglect it. But once I reversed my mentality that this is harm reduction, I found that like it's a bit more easier to preach it to people that they should
see, like,
smoking, or use it as a tool to quit.
Yeah, for sure.
It took me a long time to get to that point where it was more about harm reduction than it was, it's safer. It's like, no, it's harm reduction.
Well, because of my backstory of vaping, it was never really, anything, to be honest. It's just like I started vaping as more of a hobby than anything else, which is probably the worst thing to say, but it is pretty much what it is. At the time where I started vaping, I wasn't smoking. I had quit cold turkey 2 years beforehand, and so on and so forth. But the idea never really crosses my mind of this is doing something to me anyway. I don't really care.
I'm kind of. It's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
like that's all I have to say about it. I deserve this.
Yeah, and it's not even that, man. Like, I mean, what else do we do in our lives that is affecting us just as much, if not more?
I don't know if you guys saw.
Oh, you go, Cam.
I don't know if you saw the scientist report. Like, bacon gives you cancer. It's like, fuck, breathing air down the street gives you cancer.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, man. Like, what you're saying, Tom. What else are we doing that could be fucking us up? Dude, I found, like, I swear to God, I found, like, a 6-month-old cheeseburger underneath the seat of my car, and that shit looked normal. Like, it did not decay. It looked fucking normal, because I was like, when was the last time, like, I bought a Happy Meal for the kids? And it looked like a brand new burger. But I was like, fuck, these kids haven't eaten Happy Meals in ages. And it looked normal. Imagine what the hell that's doing to our inside.
Your mic's fucking out again.
Yeah.
It's like the last show.
It's always me. Hold up, I'll try this. Is it robot?
It's not you. It's me.
Now?
Worse.
Worse.
You sound like a fucking Transform
A robot.
fucking Megatron, mate.
Optimus Grime. Great DJ. If you guys haven't checked him out, check him out. Also, Sophie, I would love a coffee. I don't know if Tom wants one. How's it going? Damo again. Dave Keane. Gav. Maxi. What's up?
Any better?
Yeah, way
That's
better.
better. Hey.
Man, you need to sort that shit.
about McDonald's and kinda...
But it's, you know, it's so true, man. What else in our lives are we doing that's affecting us worse, if not the same as vaping anyway? And that's like, you go outside into the sun, you stay out in the sun too long, you're gonna get melanoma anyway. So, you know.
Shut up! I'm already sunburnt, dick.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. Like, it's all. Life is too short to worry about shit like that anyway. Yep. So you may as well just enjoy your life as long as you have it.
Everyone's got their guilty pleasures.
Yeah, man.
As long as your guilty pleasures are legal,
it's
good.
Guilty pleasure, like, you know, it's fucking. I deserve to be able to inhale nicotine, or that's as far as I see it. That I fucking work hard, and I deserve it. Because if not, I will be smoking. That was like.
Then again,
I love them.
Then comes the debate that you're consuming nicotine every day, especially if you're eating potatoes and eggplant and all that sort of shit.
Exactly.
You know,
well,
we're getting like they did back in the day research, and they found nicotine in people's bodies. It's like,
bro,
where did it come from? They were vegetarians.
No,
it's naturally.
But your body naturally produces nicotine. Certain people need more than others, and that's where you've got your, you know, a lot of people, the whole smoking thing isn't necessarily a nicotine thing. It can be many things. It depends what stage in their life they were sort of affected. It can be hand to mouth. It can be the fact that they're blowing out clouds. It could be
psychological.
Anything. It could be a multitude of things. It's not necessarily that nicotine. And that's,
man, like we're all products of our environment, eh?
Yeah.
Like I had my first smoke when I was 9, you know, and then from 11 onwards, I smoked everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're all products of our environment. If you're seeing people doing it, if all your mates are doing it, and in the total opposite, if you're not in that type of environment, then you're probably not as likely to experiment or take it up or have some form of addictive personality. That's our genetics and our DNA. We're all prone to different things and influenced in different ways. And I mean, they've done a breakdown on this gateway shit, and they were like, and you know, they're not actually talking about, as far as like with these kids and that, or you know, these teens, they weren't actually talking about the ones that were most likely going to do it. They were just putting kind of like, it's like, well, if they weren't fucking vaping, they were going to be doing everything else anyway. Like that's just, it's teenagers. Like that's what teenagers do. Like that lady from AIFNZ, she went on one radio station, he was like, the fucking teenagers, mate. Like that's what teenagers do. And if it said that it's 95% safer, then sweet, it's better than smoking. And if they go into something else, they probably were going to anyway. That's just it in a nutshell. Like we can't, nobody can dictate anything. It's just, it is what it is.
That's where the only way possible where that wouldn't occur would be to have a fucking planet where these things wouldn't exist anyway. Like if
you'd have to be in Antarctica. Something way away from
but
everything.
Even then, you just fucking order your cigarettes online. You know, like it's a case of like, we'd have to have a perfect world. Alcohol didn't exist. You know, any fucking drugs didn't exist. Fucking cigarettes didn't exist. All that shit.
Diseases didn't exist. You know, everything.
Didn't exist. That'd be where no one would be smoking, no one would be vaping, no one would be drinking. You know, no one would have problems, so on and so forth. But that's the thing. It's so easily available to everyone, and like you said, people see their mates doing it, you know, all that shit. They're gonna fucking do it anyway. So what are you gonna do about it? So, you know, you can't control the population, so to speak.
Yeah, man, for sure. Fully 100% on board with you on that. Like, it's just any type of, if they can't find anything, just blame the kids. We must protect the kids.
Yeah.
Because it hits everybody's heartstrings, and if you don't have kids, you've got nieces or nephews, or someone.
To me, it's a case of like, if I see a 15-year-old, 16-year-old walking down the street smoking a cigarette, it's like, you know, what am I gonna do about it? What can I do about it? Can I go up to them? Can I tell their parents? More than likely, their parents are buying the cigarettes. You know, like fuck.
pinching,
Yeah.
pinching.
Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know, what can I do about it? Nothing. So, you know, do I A, fucking just ignore it, B, just ignore it, or C, ignore it, which is just ignore it. You know, that's the fucking answer.
Yeah,
And that's,
and teenagers don't listen.
yeah,
I never
exactly.
listen. I feel fucking sorry for my parents, and I pray that my kids aren't like what I was like, with a chip on my shoulder. Like, honest to God, man, like
Oh, mate.
I
That's what Dave be.
never
Karma,
listen,
mate.
but I would listen to my mates, but I would never listen to anyone else.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
especially my parents. But
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck would you know? But
Exactly.
or you know, but then it's not until you kind of have kids and you're like, fuck, I was a dick, eh? Like, they're like, what was I on about?
Not till you grow up, at least. Not till you like leave home and you're like, oh fuck, I was a dick.
Yeah, and something kind of switches, and it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
it is about paying power bills and buying food
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
Cam.
know.
Yeah, Cam. Fucking living that
yeah,
fucking high life.
Oh yeah, the good
Yeah.
life.
Bet you fucking
Dave,
niece is making
Tom's
you
not taking your
coffee.
beers.
What?
Tom is not taking your beers, Dave. Don't worry. Don't get too
Why is
stressed
Dave
out.
talking about beers?
You said no alcohol, no
Yeah,
smokes.
Yeah, true. But I mean, that's the thing, eh? Like, you know, the whole debate of this whole like kids doing it or even adults doing it. It's just a case of, well, we're in a world where it exists. What do you expect?
There's probably something that we don't actually talk about in our community a lot, but there are people that use other stuff that use vaping to help them. You know, I normally talk about it more in person to people and stuff like that, but there are people that need something, because if not, they're gonna clutch to something harder,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
alcohol, hard
I-
stuff, you know.
I know of a guy. I'm not gonna, say names or anything, but I know of a guy that uses it to keep off the hard stuff, like
Yeah.
the hard stuff, and it worked for him, and he's still vaping, and that's it. Everyone's got their vice. Everyone's got that little,
It does,
as
man.
you said, dirty
Especially
secret.
for people that have like piss tests at work. You know, they still it's so ingrained into their family lifestyle or their lifestyle, their flat, their social life. It's so integrated into it that they can't just separate themselves every time it goes on. So, but they can still be there. But then they can still have a job. So it's still, like there's probably more this kind of talk will come out after legislation, of course, because we don't want to be associated in any way with it, which, I mean, we could talk about that type of stuff at a later date, but we don't want to be associated with that type of shit in any way, because it's really going to drown out what we're here for, harm reduction, and fucking, helping people quit smokes. That's the beyond all the iconics that goes on, and we're all like that. We're all inclined like that, and it's flicking that switch. It took me a while before that switch got clicked, where I was like, fuck, sweet, that's probably where I could help. I could probably help people quit smoking and be the preacher. I just like preaching. I talk too much, especially about vaping. I just go hard on it, like, and yeah, that's probably where I tune in quite a bit with it.
Ah, well, man, we'll see what happens. Like it's all a question of, like you said, harm reduction, and if legislation goes well, then hopefully, we're sort of more free than
We
we
still
are
have
now.
time as well. As soon as somebody says something or they put a stance or something, we have time to get active as a community, and we're likely to see everybody kind of kick into gear. And at the moment, everybody's kind of doing their thing, and vaping's growing tremendously. The offline is kind of who I'm specifically trying to target around my local area, because not everybody has Facebook, not everybody's on group pages. It's hard to communicate when people aren't online. That's our information highway and shit like that.
Well, I mean, it's the same, like, for me, in a sense, working in a store. The amount of people you'll know from, like, the Facebook pages, and they come in, and then that's only like 10%, if that.
Nothing, It's
and then
fucking
the amount of people who walk in fresh, don't know anything at all, don't know about vape pages, don't know about anything like that. but they've heard about vaping through, you know,
Yep.
someone else or tried someone else's device. It's a big side of the market, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and to be fair, the negative media, as much as we like frown on it and are like, you know, well, fuck you guys, you know, that's the natural sort of thing to do. It's like the defense mechanism. Fuck you guys, you're wrong. You know, as much as we discredit them and shit like that, the negative media will still bring people to vaping as well, because they'll see
Publicity is publicity.
Yeah,
Publicity is publicity.
It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative.
It's a topic of discussion.
Yeah,
I can't believe we just quoted Donald Trump.
But it's true though. Like it is very true.
But yeah, like the day that Herald post was put out, every day since then we've had like, you know, your elderly generation pop in, smelling like, you know, durries and whatnot, and going, oh, I heard this gives you cancer. Can you give me some information? Is that true? Well, no, it's about harm reduction. You know, it's not a matter of does it give you something. It's more about, is it safer for you now?
Yeah,
yes.
what it's safe.
Is it going to prolong your life by a couple years? Possibly.
More than likely.
Yeah.
All research points to it being a lot more positive than smoking.
And I mean, the stats that are given out are just conservative. The percentage chance is the long-term type of shit. What I would really be interested in is if somebody funds it, I don't know where they're going to get the money from, but I want to know effects at super sub-ohm. You know, how a lot of us on
hot vape.
Hot shit, you know, big clouds, massive, you know, Iconics, crazy shit. I want to know something on that, because a lot of stuff seems to be mouth to lung, which is the mass population regard. You know, that is the dominant.
Well, that's the difference between someone who's actually vaping to quit and then a hobbyist, in my opinion. You've got hobbyists who are there to have the expensive gear, or even as in my books, as soon as you cross the sort of iCare and Dura sort of range, that's when you're getting into the hobbyist range.
That's when you're fucking loving it, eh? That's when you're fucking loving it.
I mean, it's not about blowing fat clouds. It's not about fucking, you know, vaping a house out. It's about quitting smoking at the end of the day. So if you're trying to aim for the blowing massive clouds and all that sort of stuff, you've
a hobbyist.
You've taken it in as a hobby. You haven't really, you know, like you're past that point of quitting already.
Like, I wasn't sweet, or I didn't know 100% that I was sweet until I got an Alien. Like, when I got sub-ohm, I got more power, more flavor. Like, I like sub-ohm and stuff like that, because to me, it feels like a cigarette. It gives me that lung hit opposed to just my throat hit. Kind of like when you're, you know, mouth to lunging all the time, kind of feels like when you have nicotine gum and it just gives you that scratchy. You know, when I sub-ohm or whatever, I remember that's the only thing I miss about cigarettes, was that burn in the chest. But I get it when I go sub-ohm, so I don't miss it anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, again, like going back to the whole hobbyist thing, and we talked about this exact same thing on the last show, all three of us, was the whole, like, when you're trying to quit smoking, you're used to that cigarette draw. You've been smoking cigarettes for God knows how many years. The last thing you want to be doing is hitting something like a bong, which is where you get into your fucking
the V8
RDAs,
sticks, Aromexes, RDAs.
I'd say the Aromax is kind of borderline, because you can still use it sort of the whole mouth to lung way. But like V8 sticks, and then above that, especially above that, like when people recommend like a Revenger X as your first kit, you've been hitting cigarettes for fucking years. Why the fuck are you hitting a bong, so to speak, in terms of the airflow, in terms of the amount of vapor produced, and so on and so forth? You know, and that's how, like, when I find a new vapor who's kind of struggling to figure it out, and then they upgrade eventually, and they get a better kit, like, the first thing I say is hit it like a bong, don't hit it like a cigarette, because you're gonna fucking hurt yourself anyway.
Take it like a shampoo.
Yeah, like, just fucking like full rip, you know, like... And that's where, like, the advice of starting off with something that's so much higher than a cigarette is just, in my eyes, useless. It's pointless, because 9 times out of 10, it's probably not the best place for them to start. Like, they should be starting with that basic shit,
the simplicity,
Yeah.
learning how to change a coil, couple
Exactly.
coils, you know, by then it's probably been a few weeks, and then
Yeah.
a vapor's progression takes on from there.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so easy to learn on these
Hmm.
when you don't have anything to tittle around. And
See, the
and,
thing
and
with the
battery
Easy
safety.
Watt, the Easy Watt is a bit of it's a starter kit, but it's still got that piss around button, you know.
But that's where like those devices are still good. Like
Yeah.
that's still in my eyes sort of acceptable because they'll if you know the recommended wattage on a coil is like 50 watts, right? And they hit it at 50 watts and it's not enjoyable, it's too hot or whatever other reason, they can turn it down. And even though your recommendation's 50 watts, it doesn't mean that you have to stick to that 50 watts, which is what the whole like speed limit is, right? You know, you have speed limit's 100, but it doesn't mean that you can't drive at like 95. You know, that's the whole thing. It's all depending on you. You are the independent at the end of the day that's vaping, so you should be able to figure out what's good for you.
Yeah, man, for sure. Like, that's why vendors, you know, are so important, because
Yeah.
they kind of know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Opposed to anybody just slanging shit, you know, which is kind of what's going really rampant.
There's actually a training thing at the moment. Like, there's actually a training thing you can do online, and you get a certificate out of it that you're actually within reason qualified to help people use vape devices.
Fuck, how easy is that to ace?
Oh, dude,
your eyes closed.
Most of us could do it. Like, it's not hard, but it's those key little points that make the difference. If you're gonna sell someone a V8 stick that wants a tight draw like a cigarette, you deserve a slap in the throat. Like,
well,
I don't care.
No. At the end of the day, there you got to remember, Cam. You got to think back to your Dick Smith days, and you got to think
upselling
your Dick days, and you got to think about the whole, like, you know, you sell this fucking device, you get no commission, whatever. You sell this device, you get like $3-4. You know what I mean? Like that's you got to think back to vendors. At the end of the day, still need to do their business, which is
there's a turning a profit point.
Which is fair, but if they had devices where they could still be happy with the profit but still be giving the person the right thing, then that's where, you know, that's the sort of balance that needs to be found, which is what most vendors do here, you know.
Like, if they don't quit smoking, that's it can turn them off, and then that's a, you know, from say a business perspective, that's a loss of income because it's not a return customer if they get the bad experience. Because I hate people trying my mods that don't vape. I really hate it because I'm like, you can't handle my shit. They're like, no, because go. I'm like, no, because then you're never gonna want to touch one, and it's gonna scare the shit out of you and hurt. And you know, like, for obvious reasons, you go, like, everybody knows.
Yeah, and it's the same with nicotine levels. Like, we can, as people working in vape shops, you can suggest a nicotine level, but the way I do it is, if someone is a 20 a day smoker, they're getting a Easy Watt or a T20S, 9 meg is kind of that middle ground that they will start on. If it's not enough, you bump it up to a 12. If it's too much, bump it down to a 6. But most of them can handle that 9 meg, especially at 20 plus a day.
Hard out. Like,
so it's about not making them choke and cough on their first.
Then, you know, myself and my Easy Watt, I go back to 9 meg every now and then, and just give it a, you know, gives me a nice throat punch.
Where's the mig level on this fucking thing?
Mate, you should just hang out with Cameron more often.
Where is it? I can't even find it. What the fuck? So I vape 6 meg tobacco juice all the time. I've gone back to tobacco flavors. I've gone back to using mouth to lung. Tom's gone to big fucking series mods, chucking fat clouds, and that shows the complete difference between, you know, two people that, you know, every person is so fucking different in this community. But there are those people that you can always go to, always ask questions, and you'll normally get the exact same consistent advice from every single one of them.
Hard out. And I always tell people to compare information, especially with information that's shared online. compare it. It's a whole different story when it's person to person, because
Yeah.
it's a bit more engaging than a message or something like that. You know, we're all busy. You guys are exactly the same. Everybody that's really active in the community and stuff like that. These things do not stop 24/7. Not just life, work, business, but you're trying to help answer questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I tell quite a few people just to video call me. Sweet, I've got a
Yeah.
slot at this time while I'm doing maybe emails or something like that. Video call me. I can engage with you and fill you out, because it's really hard over text messages.
Oh,
Just-
dude, like Tom was messaging me earlier, and the only way I had time to reply was audio. So I'd like, push the audio button on fucking Facebook Messenger, talk.
Oh,
back
the
to what I
voice
was
thing.
doing. It's if I have time to video chat and people ask to video chat, I'll do it. But if I'm at work, I'll
Yeah.
audio,
Yeah,
just
live,
blah blah blah
like
blah blah.
lives.
Don't you fucking lie, mate. I've seen you on PUBG for like 4 hours a night minimum, so fuck you and your no time.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
I'm either playing video games or working. There's no in between now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Wait, is this
at the
work?
end of the day, it goes on to say that we all need to do our part in the grand scheme of things. You know, with new vapors, with old vapors, so on and so forth. We all need to kind of unite and stop putting shit between us and sort of concentrate on the end goal, which is legislation, number one. Number two, it's awareness. Number three, it's fucking harm reduction. You know?
Holy shit, it's almost been an hour and we haven't even started the juice time.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
sorry, guys.
Nah,
all good, man.
we'll just either do DSR very quickly or wait till next week's show.
No, man, we'll do DSR. Doesn't have to be quick.
Looks like we're doing DSR.
Doesn't have to be quick, mate. Just because you want to go play PUBG. Fucking gamer. But anyway, yeah, that kind of like, sums up the whole segment. It's just kind of like we got to stop putting shit between us and sort of work together towards the end goal. Easy as.
Like, we naturally, as humans, we naturally bind to people that are, in the same kind of mindset, what they're into. Coilers and coilers, juice vendors and juice vendors.
Well, I mean,
DIYs and
even at vape days,
gonna clicky, you know.
Have you seen it at vape days? There's the table of the guys with the very expensive devices. There's kind of the starter table, the middle table, the trickers,
it's like high
the
school
coil
all over
builders.
again.
It's cool, but it's also like we're all there for the same purpose.
Yeah, like it's natural for us outside of vaping, anything in life, to bind to people that are like-minded as well. That's why there's
same shit, basically.
clickiness in the community, which is obviously, like you said, it's seen at vape days. It's seen just in the way that everybody moves online. Is it's kind of, the bro sees something hard, I'll smash that like button.
Yeah,
fucking that's the bro. Like, it's just kind of like how we move, and especially with online, our patterns and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a natural thing that will never go. It's human nature to form clans and whatever. But I mean, I mingle hard. I flirt with all the boys. Everybody knows at a vape day, I'm going like, I'll go to every table like hard. Like, fuck, I love it, Like, everybody's got a different journey, and it really fascinates me. Everybody.
I mean, it was like Wellington, bro. When I got off the stool for a bit, I'd run around and see every single vendor, go say what's up, because it's cool to talk to other people. And then, like, when I got a bit of a break in the evening, and I brought over the Endo, and then Steve came over, and it's like people from different walks. Steve to me is like an OG vapor.
Yeah,
that dude's got more of a collection than Tom, me, and you put together.
Yeah,
and
it's the single most important part of a vape meet is getting people offline, and getting us interacting as humans, and like, because it's fucking online, man. Like, just go into YouTube, fucking YouTube, social media, and then you'll understand the patterns and stuff. And it's the fact that we're interacting with each other in real life, and bonding. You know, making making friends. You know, like insane. Like I've never had so many friends. Like like
Same.
and like all honesty, like I've never had so many friends, man. Like
Yep,
it's
It's scary, man. You go to an event and
It's
everyone's
scary.
just like, "Hey, Cam," and you're like,
Yeah.
"I know your face, but I don't know you."
What's your name?
profile pictures, man.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone needs it on their t-shirt.
Dude, or like their name online, just like, "Hey, my name is."
Yeah, you rather catch first name or last name, eh? Like somebody has.
That's what we should do at vape events, mate. Is have fucking like "Hello, my name is" stickers, mate. Like fucking
Tag.
AA styles. Fuck.
Yeah, styles.
Yeah, mate.
I'll try and suss it. Let's make it happen.
Mate, like seriously, I reckon that would really benefit everyone. You know, you've
It'll
got
be.
a,
Yeah. It'll
hey,
be.
my
fucking
name is blah, and then you're like, oh, I fucking know you from like those 5 million posts you posted today.
Well,
you know,
it's
whatever.
like when we turn up with the TVI shirts on, and it's got, you know, either I think yours has what, your last name,
I
or
love it,
sausage
man.
or
I
something.
love seeing vapors wearing something. Like they might wear self-resistance, vaping Iwi.
Yeah.
It's kind of like like it's like somebody's patch. You know, they've got their memorabilia. I was gonna say like a scouts thing with the badges.
Tom's net crashed. Tom's net crashed. Tom's a little bitch.
Do
with
that
shit
again,
internet.
Tom.
I probably have better internet than you now, Tom. Come on. I need to buy you some internet, Tom.
All right, the internet's back. We're back live. Everything's working. Fuck May days. What the fuck? Thought we were past this fucking shit internet stuff. Apparently not. Yes, no?
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, okay.
So we cut off roughly where you guys were talking about the apparel. Roughly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got that on right now.
You know, and
fucking 2020 vapes.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
It's,
Vapourium shit.
Yep.
You know, it's fucking
Dude, like, as I was saying before, well, actually, after it cut out, the amount of vape merch.
what's up?
Your mouth is not synced with your mic.
I don't give a fuck. Alright, we're back. I'm on a different network. Hopefully everything goes smoothly.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Mate, I thought I left this shit internet behind in like fucking the old house.
Tom's on dial-up again.
Mate, I feel it sometimes. Fucking Kiri, mate. Backstreet fucking third world place, even though it's fucking fancy as shit.
Oh, I need to come up to Kiri.
Alright, we're live. Okay.
We are. I'm looking at us right now.
Are you? You're always looking at us, mate. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This discussion will be fucking endless, mate, if we keep talking about it.
Dude, I want jandals with mods as the fucking straps.
Yeah? I want
We'll make it
fucking
happen.
undies with like an endo in the front of it.
undies. And not the like undies that we all wear, the old school ones that our dads used to wear.
Yeah, mate.
Like,
Tidy whitey, buddy.
You know, the elephant trunk
The
one, but
budgies
an endo?
Yeah, do the elephant trunk style ones, but have an endo or like fucking, I don't know. In your case, Cam, just have a 510 drip tip.
dude, that's $1 million idea right there.
Oh, I was going to say for you, Tom, it'd be like an IKEA, but...
Jump on it fast, man. Jump on it.
Oh, well, man.
You
Anyway,
watch,
dude.
next week, Geek Vape's going to come out with underwear with a mod at the front.
Yeah. All
And you're gonna
right,
go,
man.
fuck, that was
If
mine.
you're watching this, Justin, I know.
All right. On that note, my dudes, I think we're gonna move on to the Deep South Resistance. Anaru will be leaving us, but it's always a fucking pleasure to have you, mate. You're more than welcome at
Thanks,
any
fellas.
time. What we'll do, my dude, is Yumi and Cam, if you've got some free time this week in the night times, we'll do a quick podcast as well. Just shoot shit. Like, instead of talking about, you know, constant new devices and shit, just talk about
Yeah,
shit.
just come and hang out. Hard up,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Always,
Yeah.
always, bro. Like I normally free up my end of the week for that specific thing. Like we would kind of
Sweet.
try and do some live streams. It's important for us to engage with everybody that's
Fuck yeah.
on the page.
So we'll do a podcast near the end of the week in that case. Cam's going to have to make time because he's too busy playing PUBG. Work's not fucking keeping you busy, Cam, so don't lie.
No, it's definitely not.
It's the gaming. But yeah, man, it's fucking awesome to have you, as always.
Yeah, thanks guys, and thanks everybody for tuning in. Like fucking,
yeah.
you know, it's always a pleasure to you know, be asked or invited to, you know, anything, and hanging out with you guys, and we'll keep in touch. Yeah, my thoughts came in for the Iconic, evolved into a really good conversation. My thoughts, I like the Iconic, as
Yeah,
I enjoy it. So you know, that's my 5 cents on the mod.
Sweet.
yeah, definitely.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Anaru. Miss you.
Take it easy.
Miss you already.
Sweet as my dude.
He's gone.
Right now we're coming up as a fucking black screen, but hey,
Hello, darkness, my old
my
friend.
hat is fucking transparent. I can finally see the comments. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, that is tasty.
Ah. All right, my dudes. Thanks for staying on board so far. We're going to talk about the Deep South Resistance range. What we'll do is we'll put a fucking timestamp as well in the description, so you can just get to this point once this video has been uploaded. And we'll probably upload. What we'll do, Cam, is we'll put a link to the timestamp on Facebook, and then put a link to the start of the video as well. That way we kind of have the whole thing. To be honest, the fucking stream cut will probably cut the video anyway into multiple uploads, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, on that note, Deep South Resistance. Fucking, you can see it behind us somewhere. Oh, I have to go this way. Cam, you have to go towards your cupboard. Hey, Deep South Resistance. So, Warren Ford, who lives in the South Island in Invercargill, who I love very much because he used to be my brother-in-law's fucking landlord, and he looked after him, so, you know, whatever.
Someone has to look after that kid.
Yeah, someone has to. Yeah, Tom, if you're fucking watching, yes, he's called Tom as well. I got you, Matt.
Fuck you, Tom. Love you,
we're
Tom.
Gonna do this in the usual tradition of the Vaping Iwi, which we just started this year, but whatever, it's usual tradition. We're gonna go through in order of, you know, top is the last one we'll talk about, and then, you know, we start from sort of what our bottom is. But in all fairness, with this whole range, just like the Armada E-Liquids, there are no duds. In my eyes. And that's where Warren is a fucking juice guru. Fucking.
He's a wizard, man. With that beard, he's a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a fucking wizard.
Fucking wizard, Harry.
All right, we're gonna start off with pineapple bricks, as the name fucking entices. It is pineapple lumps.
A replica of a golden kiwi classic, Tom. That's what it is. A replica.
A replica.
It is. It's. So it's in this. I've been vaping this quite a bit.
In this baby. Honestly, it is so fucking close. Like, I'd even say it tastes exactly like fucking pineapple lumps.
It's definitely almost on. Like, it's good. It's almost on point. There's a It's the chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate's the fucking hardest thing to replicate. It's so tough to get right. But I mean, he's done such
most
a
chocolate tastes like
job.
dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's
he's
tasty.
done such a good job to make it taste right. It really does taste like the middle of a pineapple lump, like the center part. The chocolate's there. It's just on the exhale, like on the end bit. You get that sort of mouth feel for the chocolate, which is what you get from an actual pineapple lump, depending on how stale it is.
I just freeze mine, dude. Freezed pineapple lumps are the tits.
Nah, they break my teeth. I've got enough teeth missing that it's not.
Wow, no wonder you live in Kerry. I'm totally joking.
Like, nah, I like fucked my teeth when I was young, ate too much lollies, and they're fucked now. So I've still got all my teeth, but like 65-75% of my teeth are fillings. So, you know, whatever. Life is life.
Tom's used to being filled. Hard life.
By you.
Hey.
But yeah, really accurate juice, really flavorsome. Many different levels on this. It's not again, it's like we discussed on many other juices before. It's not just a here you go, here's this, sort of rounded flavor that's got kind of nothing to it. It's layered. It's different steps, different journeys, and what I find as well with it is even on a single tube versus series, or a standard regulated versus series, I'm still getting those flavor notes.
Yeah.
Which it's quite nice. Like it's quite heat resistant. Um, but yeah, man, it's
Such good flavor.
it's such a good flavor. Like, don't get me wrong, this is probably my favorite one. The reason I wanted to do it first is because of that accuracy, because of that fucking spot on note of pineapple lumps, and it's fucking delicious. The next one, you and I have a different juice, so I'll let you start off with your one. Cam's got Southberry, I've got Muzza's Melons, so we've kind of
I'm
got...
jealous, man. Okay, so I've vaped Muzzas before many a
Yeah.
time. I do love Muzzas. Southberry, it is a strawberry and cream. It literally, like, I'm looking at the flavor profiles right now. It is a strawberry base with a rich flavored cream. It is tasty. I'm not a big fan of my strawberries and cream flavors,
Yeah.
but this is in the same boat as last week's juice, the strawberry siren. Strawberry siren. It is perfect on the notes. It's not too much strawberry. It's not too much cream. It's the right blend. The flavor is on point for strawberries and cream. There are so many fucking strawberries
No
and cream.
harshness as well.
Smooth as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely
Warren's fucking
smooth.
juice god, man. Seriously.
I mean, there's one juice that neither of us have that we've reviewed before, Ginger Kiss, and that thing, to me, it's got a nice throat hit to it, but it's not harsh. And that's what I've found with this whole line. Southberry is very much like that, especially these are all Zero Meg as well, just to throw that out there. So no nicotine taint, if you want to call it that. I think nicotine adds a bit of flavor.
Taint your balls, taint your anus.
Exactly, mate. Not you.
But yeah, it's all his flavors in the past and present, and with time, Warren's even perfected his juice, and you can really tell that a lot of love and effort's gone into this juice.
I remember the first batch of Swamp Water, the first batch of what was it? It was Ginger Kiss, and
the triple something.
Triple C?
Oh man, I can't remember, but it was
Triple
like
N.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it was Triple N.
Yeah.
It was Nathan's nutty. Oh, dude, whatever
like
happened to that
juice or whatever?
NNJ, that's it. NNJ.
That's the one. Nathan's nut juice.
It's totally not what it was called, but yeah.
Whatever it was.
It was tasty.
It was fucking delicious. Like, what happened to that, man? It's
Warren, bring it out. Limited run.
Limited run, mate.
TNJ. Thomas's nut juice.
Fuck off. But it's it's obvious that love and effort's still around. Like, from back in the day, and even I'd even say even better than it was back in the day, which is brilliant. Like, the fact that he's taken something that to begin with was so perfect and worked off that to create an even more, in my eyes, perfect juice that suits almost everyone's palate as well in all the juices. That's really hard to do as well.
There's some in this line that I absolutely love. There's some in the line like that we don't have. Warren's here. Hey Warren. Nathan's nut juice.
Bring it back.
There's some in the line that I can't vape because it is too much for me. Like it's almost a sensory overload.
Yeah.
It's not a bad juice. It's just too much for me. And Ginger Kiss to me is the perfect all-rounder.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As a vapor, you can kind of tell that, like, a juice is really good juice. It just doesn't suit you. And that's where Warren's one, in my eyes, Warren's ones are all sort of that, fucking... That sort of ballpark where everyone could enjoy it.
Well, we have a customer who literally... every time he comes in, he'll buy like 330 mils of Molotov because he loves the spiciness. He loves that kind of, that throat kick it gives you.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. I fucking love it. We'll get onto that very soon. But Southberry for me, good flavor. Not my favorite. It's the cream. It's strawberry and cream is, you know, a very well used juice in New Zealand. And to be honest, he has cracked it. It is a good flavor. It's probably up in my top like 3 strawberry and creams. The other one being obviously the Amada one. That's like those two are tied for first, pretty much.
Yeah.
Easiest way to put it.
Anyway, do you have the
Hit that next one, Tom.
for Muzza's Melons? Because I don't have the descriptions in front of me.
Yes, I do. Funny enough, I put up the work website.
Hey.
So yeah, you can actually pick it up through EJB, which is awesome, or through Warren.
Or through
so
Carnivorous,
Moses Melon.
or through fucking anyone.
Dude, hey, Warren, you are like everywhere, mate. You are everywhere.
You,
so it's a watermelon fruit punch.
Yeah.
And it's tasty. I have had it before many a time.
Fuck yeah. And again, it's like this whole thing of like Warren knowing what he's doing in the sense that it's gonna sort of suit everyone. A lot of watermelons, in my eyes, in the past, in different juices I've tried, a lot of them can be quite soapy. And that's where Muzza's Melons really shines, because it lacks that soapiness. It really concentrates on the actual flavors. And they do taste genuine. Like, it tastes exactly like what it says it is. It doesn't have that soapy sort of lingeriness to it that other watermelons can have. And it's spot on, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so tasty, so refreshing. Not decadent at all, so you can vape this all fucking day in my eyes, and you'd be sweet. It'd be fairly hard to get sick of it. You'd have to be doing something wrong, in my opinion, to get sick of it.
I remember when the next juice we jump onto came out, and I told Warren I hated it.
I remember you doing that, because we got sent the original bottles and the OG bottles with the white label.
I've still got an OG bottle.
Yeah. And, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I'm vaping it on this right now, and holy fuck, was I wrong?
Yeah, you were so wrong.
Love you, Warren.
You were so wrong. I reckon you were doing something wrong, eh? Like, something just wasn't right.
It must have been the juice that was on it before, because there was some pretty fucking nasty juice on it beforehand. Not actual nasty juice, but the juice was gross. The juice was absolutely foul. And yeah, Warren, my apologies. It's fucking delicious right now, especially on the Iconic.
So the next one is Swamp Water, I'm guessing is the one you're talking about, because that is one of the OG ones that we got sent.
Creamy watermelon with a splash of anise.
Fuck yeah, man. Oh, it's so good.
Dude, I wish Warren, I'm going to sound like a total asshole. I wish Warren had sent these to us in November, because there would be none left right now. Because this is like, when I first got it, fucking, just wasn't me at all. Back in the day when you started. And now vaping, I'm like, dude, this would have been perfect over summer. It's so fucking hot up here.
It's so good. It's quite refreshing, especially with that anise, that sort of like aniseedy aftertaste to it. It's not so much present in the inhale. It's more once you're like done with it, you get that aftertaste, which is brilliant.
The thing I didn't like originally was that creamy side, but the creamy side in this now is not. Or it could be the build or whatever I'm doing with this, but it's not as creamy as it originally was for me.
Could be. Could just be the build. But it's a case of like, this juice takes me back to when he first sent us juice. Like,
fuck yeah.
It's so good. Because I binged that shit. I finished that bottle. We did the show the same day I finished the bottle, and it was a 30 ml, so...
Do I still have...
You probably still have your original bottle.
No, dude. Okay, so... When we got sent Ginger Kisses, he sent me 2 bottles of Ginger Kiss.
Yeah.
I put one away and vaped one. I have no fucking clue where the one I put away has gone.
You'll find it one day.
But it's probably amazingly steeped. What's up here? Because holy shit, that is steeped. Fuck. Oh, that's the one I had to break the top cap off to get to. There we go. This is the first batch he sent e-juice bar.
Of
Ginger.
Yeah. Well, you can always talk about that one afterwards. I mean, as a last.
Fuck, I might have to cream. You don't want that, Tom.
All right, man.
But-
So, Bluff
Goddamn.
Brawler, man.
Bluff Brawler, robots in disguise. I don't know where that came to my head, but
Fucking Jesus, man.
okay. See, the thing is, I've already vaped all of these juices. Like, we got them at work, so I was like, fuck it. You know, I love Warren, I love his juice. I'm gonna buy them all. So me opening these fresh might seem like a bad thing, but I have vaped all of these juices for a long ass time. So, oh shit!
See, I have-
Almost lost the RSQ.
The pineapple bricks, I've had a bottle for quite a while because I bought some off A4 North a while back, and I've vaped through that bottle quite rapidly.
Oh my
but
god!
And Molotov I got when he got his new labels as well, and that was fucking amazing. Bluff
bottles
Brawler,
were shit.
Snack Pit.
Piss off, Warren. They're amazing.
Nah. Bluff Brawler and Snack Pit, I'd never had till he sent them this time. So it's kind of a new
Snack Pit,
experience.
dude. I do have to say a massive shout out to Warren. I'm not actually, dude. I left my fucking. So Warren sent me a DSR hat
Oh.
and I think it was a 120 ml bottle of Snack Pit as well, and some stickers and all that sort of stuff, as well as this time as well, which I have to say, you know, a massive thank you again. And I've been smashing that bottle of Snack Pit. I've still got a little bit left, but I know Snack Pit. Oh my god. Okay, so back on the Bluff Brawler. It's nectarine, lime, cream with a faint touch of mint. Dude, this takes me back. Oh, it reminds me of a very old juice I used to vape for quite a while. Oh, dude, the nectarine in this, perfect amount.
Yeah.
The layers, fuck Warren, the layers in this thing.
Yeah. And that's the thing,
it's
man.
so complex.
Yeah.
But perfect.
Like the nectarine again doesn't taste like a fake as shit nectarine. Like it tastes like a legit nectarine, like eating it. And then you've got that nice sort of limey, minty finish to
Zingy
it.
lime and mint. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very much a finish, which is brilliant because it hits you with that nectarine profile first, and then when you're done with it, it's like, oh, you know, like all of a sudden, it's like brilliant, man. It's so well layered and so well planned out. So tasty, man.
It's, oh my god. I'm just gonna sit on this for a minute.
Fuck you. Alright, Molotov.
Yeah.
Did you bring any cloth and a lighter?
Dude, 8 traits is, fuck, that's, funny enough, that's not a lot, but that's still a complex amount.
It's not the most I've seen, but it's still very complex, and you can definitely taste the complexity of it. And that's what's brilliant. Everything works together. 18
flavor concentrate fucking juices are ridiculous.
Sometimes that's a bad thing, though. Sometimes.
Yep. You could have sent them to me, Obed.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Okay, where's something sharp?
Just pull down your pants.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I said sharp, not a needle, Tom. Come on.
Yeah. You said it, mate, not me.
Come on.
So
I fucking love this juice too. God damn it.
Molotov, I've already been through before. I've had before. I was sent I think it was 120 ml of it. Back when I was living at my old house in Kirikiri, I'd like just moved, I think, or was moving. So I've been here before, but I know how good it is, so I'm looking forward to doing this again.
Yeah, same. I've been through so much through work.
It's so good, man. Like, it's exactly what I'd imagine, like, the actual raspberry Coke to taste like.
Spiced raspberry cola, and it's got a nice, like, as I said before, that we have a customer that absolutely fucking loves this shit, man. And this is probably, okay, there's a couple colas I like. Koran Cola, good, too sweet. Kraken Cola, tastes like Karma Cola. This tastes like a raspberry cola.
Yeah.
So those 3 are my top 3 colas, and this this is my number one cola. Like every other vendor that I've tried, they have good colas, but this thing is just spot on. I've probably gone through at least 500 mils of it, and that's just buying it through work. I'm sorry, Warren. That's why you have to keep seeing us Molotov.
Like, for me, I don't go out and buy juices often, but this is definitely a juice that I go out and buy repetitively. Like, it's got that refreshingness to it. A lot of colas I've had in the past, like the Kuron Cola, which was good, but like if you had too much of it, it got bland or weird, and that's where like this doesn't have that issue. Like I vaped that 120 ml over the period of like 3 weeks, which for me is actually quite a long time for a 120 ml. But
yeah, I was gonna say that would have been back when you weren't fucking endoing.
No, I was. It was about 9 months ago. I'd have to say 9 months to a year ago. Whenever he first released it, I think it was.
Yeah.
But still, it never got boring. It never got like, oh, this juice again. It was always brilliant, and it still is today. Like, the flavor of it is just so good. Again, layers, man. Fucking layers on this thing are brilliant.
I'm just gonna keep vaping and let you talk.
Fuck you. You have to give your opinion.
I think my face says it all. I fucking love this juice, dude.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of all of them except for the last one, this one and the last one are my tops out of your full line.
Yeah.
Except for Ginger Kisses. Ginger Kisses is on a whole nother playing field. That's like on Mars. Whereas these, you know, they're all quite refreshing and light and playful, I guess you could say. These Molotov and Snack, which we'll get onto very soon, are my tops. And I love Snack for a specific reason. Oh, Snack Pit.
Alright, man. Snack Pit. This final juice out of the 6 we were sent. Well, 7 if you consider that we both have one different one.
So his flavor profile is a little bit out of date because it says summer is on its way. So Snack Pit is a tropical ice block taste. When I think of tropical and ice blocks, I think of one fucking thing. And that's literally why I've been like, I didn't know the DSR review was happening until the other week, and I was like, fuck yeah, Snack Pit's on its way. So I can actually start vaping my other bottle. One second.
So good.
I'm just gonna dry this out. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I'm vaping it on the endo. I couldn't wait to dry it out, mate. It's sort of like got this little Molotov end to it, but it's still good.
See, that's got Swamp or Bluff. No, that's Bluff. Oh, fuck me. Your bottles don't do what our bottles do, Warren, where you twist backwards and it loosens it. Okay, that's my one gripe with your juice, Warren.
So like
fucking labels are hard for my weak baby hands.
Yeah, 2 hours later when you've actually opened the bottle. Fuck. Oh shit, it is vapey as fuck in here.
Is my bottle a Snack Pit in my... Yep, fuck it.
Bring out your personal bottle, eh?
Yep. There's quite a bit left in the Snack Pit. I have been preserving it and not fucking using it because I knew I would rip through it. Oh my god. Warren, when did you send me this bottle? Because this bottle's probably, what, a month, 2 months old? And it's also 3 meg, so I love you even more. I think it's 3 meg. Oh god, Warren, is it 3 meg? I hope so. Fuck. Oh fuck, that's getting warm.
24 meg. Rip it on a stack, mate.
The oven's getting warm.
Is it? Shouldn't be.
Whoa. Yeah, that's exactly it, Warren. It's got a nice, sweet, summery, fruity kind of jig going on as it enters your fucking mouth.
Hole.
Yeah, your mouth hole. On the way out, it's got that little bit of a sizzle, that little tang, that little sourness. And I don't get it, because as he says, there's no sour traits used at all.
Are you talking about Juice or your girlfriend, aka your hand?
This hand.
Your mod holding hand.
Yeah, about that. Wait, what about that? Yep, 3 meg. Oh, I fucking love you, Warren. See, I vape like 3, 6,
But
9, 12, 0.
It definitely tastes like the Fruju.
Copyright. Yeah, it does have that tropical, snowy
Yeah.
kind of snow tropicalness to it.
Fuck, that was the worst way to describe that. Juice.
It's a snow tropical. There we go.
That
We can't call it a
tropical
tropical snow. Tom.
Tropical
Copyright.
tropicalness, snowness.
But
to
it's that perfect blend. Honestly, like even okay, the Goon 1.5 is not the most flavorsome
No.
RDA out,
No.
but the flavor notes on it with this line are fucking good.
Mm.
I'm gonna snake pit it with a bit of Molo. Fuck it.
It's just so tasty, man. It's like pure bliss. That's the thing, like, you know, like...
Dude, all I can think about is being at the Mount right now with a fucking tropical snow, sitting on the beach.
Can't say that. Snow tropical.
Snow tropical, sorry. Sitting on the beach, couple beers. Actually, no, there's a liquor ban, so I can't say that. I'll get fined or something. The camera taking some Astro, you know, perfect night. And this juice is just like, it's like my childhood.
Mate,
I used to fucking fiend on tropical snows.
Fruity, but not too fruity. Summery.
It's a bit like you.
Yeah, summery, but would still be sweet in winter, you know? Like, I reckon it would still be a great winter juice.
Yeah. Oh my god. So the one that I haven't opened is going to go in... Oh, you can't see it, but it's going in the juice steeping cupboard. Where it's going to be saved for next summer. And I'm just going to rip through this.
Way to do it, man. Gotta keep the juices you love.
Oh, dude. I need to start buying more juice, but I need to stop receiving more juice. Like, if I could show... I'm not going to show my disc right now because it's fucking gross. But there is, like, juice from Warren. There's juice from Johnny. There's juice from like fucking the States. There's TMC, there's Theory, fucking Vapourium juice, everything. Like pretty much every vendor in New Zealand is sitting on my fucking desk. I've got a juice addiction, Tom.
Yeah, I think you do. You got a mod addiction too, but we'll not go into that because otherwise we'll be here for another hour and a half. But anyway, my dudes, thank you for joining in. That was the Deep South Resistance. His link will be in the description below. Go check him out. I honestly recommend picking up one of each, man. One of each fucking flavor because you won't be disappointed.
I'd go with 2 ginger kisses. Send me one.
Yeah. X1 on a ginger kisses, and then just buy whatever you want for yourself.
PM me for my address, thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like it's been an awesome lineup, and I look forward to seeing what Warren brings out in the future as well, because basically anything Warren brings out, I definitely will enjoy. That's the brilliant thing about his juices. All right, Cam, you gonna fucking vape it?
This is the first time I vaped it in months, dude. This has been sitting.
It's a very good fucking Christmas juice, though. Mate, it is, yeah. Don't even.
Dude.
Don't even.
I'm not even playing video games tonight. I'm gonna sit in bed with my bottle of DSR ginger kisses and fucking cuddle it.
Cuddle it, eh? Is that all you're gonna do to it? But yeah, next week on the show, my dudes, we will have the Mushroom Cloud. They've got a new release of a juice as well that we'll be basically talking about.
2 new releases, isn't it? You've got one, I've got one.
Yeah, there we go. 2 new releases. And then that's about it as far as we got planned so far. But we'll have more stuff coming up as well.
Before we go, Tom.
Yes?
The Armada giveaway that both of us forgot to put up last week. Sorry, Jessica, love you.
Yes, it will be put up today.
2 new ones on the... Oh, my fucking
X1, Warren.
no, X2. Sorry, X2. I just want one bottle.
So there will be an Armada giveaway that will be posted up shortly after the show, which we'll sort out. We'll tell you how to enter and all that kind of stuff. It will be run for 2 weeks, hopefully. And then
If we remember,
next
yeah.
week we got the Mushroom Cloud, new releases, and then they have sent us a giveaway as well. And then we'll see how we go. We should have new stuff by then anyway. So.
Oh, dude, well, actually, what's the date?
Nah.
No,
No.
we won't.
Quite.
Just so you guys know, the Omen release has happened as well. Just throwing it out there. If you guys are interested, go look at Omen with a 3 on Facebook. Omen Mods, NZ, and they are pricey, but they are fucking amazing. So if you guys are in the market for a nice little high-end New Zealand-made, New Zealand design mod, go check it out. I believe they're doing Pape too, Tom. So win-win.
They are win-win. If you want to pick up a mod and not pay all of it straight up, then you can do it part pay.
But make sure you pay it, because or else you get fined from the company.
Yeah, I mean, it'll go to Bay Corp and they'll repossess your shit, so it's not too much fun.
What the fuck? Repossess an Omen?
Nah, they'll repossess other shit to pay for it. That's what they do, man. Fucking brutal.
That's savage.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
We'll finish off on some clouds, Cam, and we'll go enjoy.
Mouth to long clouds. Woo!
Yay! 8 coil clouds.
Thank you, Warren. Love you. Thank you, Anaru. Love you.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you.
Watching.
There's still 8 people watching at an hour and a half. Damn.
Damn, son.
Love you guys.